Hey, welcome back to Awesome Cuts Inc. Right now we have another video. Cutting the kid. He has very curly hair. Mom mentioned that she just wanted a little bit off the top. And because kids that's neurodivergent have a lot of sensitivities, and plus it was a little chilly outside, I did not want to wet his hair because I know he was not going to like me trying to blow dry his hair. So I'm just dry cutting it right now. I'm just trimming it off. I'm taking my time to make sure that I don't cut myself, because he can easily move his head, and I'll be bleeding. You see my fingers already got band-aids on it because I cut myself. I don't know if I cut myself cutting his hair or with another child hair, but anyway, it happens. Most of the time I will do that process using the clippers instead of the shears. But I trimmed the top. Now I'm cutting down the sides, and he's pretty cool. I haven't seen him in a while. You can tell because his hair is real long, and but he's just being a kid. He is diagnosed with autism, and but he's allowing me to do everything I need to do for this haircut. You see how he just looked at me? They're very observant, just like any child, very observant. Just want to know what's going on. Just want to make sure you ain't trying to hurt them. And so, but the whole video, he did not try to get up, not one time. So that's a big thing for, children on the spectrum, because, haircuts are it's something that they don't particularly like. But as I will say that, I will say a typical child a lot of times don't like a haircut for the same reason a neurotypical child don't like a haircut. They don't like the loud noise. They don't like the feeling of their hair getting cut. They don't know the person. They're scared. They have a lot of sensitive issues, and that's the same thing with neurodivergent children. It's the same thing, but a lot of times it just lasts longer in their lives, and it's more heightened. Sensory processing disorder will heighten a lot of things that the child is afraid of. If they're afraid of the buzzing, it will heighten the sound of the buzzing in the ear. If it's the light, then the light would be extra bright to them. If it's different textures, it will bother them. And just think about yourself. Think about certain textures you don't like on your skin, and you just refuse to try to wear it or deal with it. Neurodivergent individuals are the same way, but they will never do it. Like their mind is set on, I don't like this, I'm not going to try it. But just like us, a lot of things we don't like, we're just not going to try it. We're not going to try to deal with it. We already know we don't like it, and that's that. With a lot of individuals that's neurodivergent, things like this can escalate. It can escalate to a lot of crying, eloping, hitting, biting, self-injurious behaviors, things like that. So that's why the haircut service is always is stressful for a lot of individuals that's receiving the service, and for the parents or the caregivers. So I'm going to give him I'm going to fade his hair out, but I'm not going to do like a skin, like ball fade and stuff like that. It's just I have the lowest guard possible, which is the half guard. That's the smallest guard, and I'm just going to fade this hair starting from that length. That's going to be the shortest length on the side. And as you see, he's chilling and he's letting me cut his hair, but he will be moving a lot. That's one thing he's going to do. He's going to move a lot. He's going to turn his head. He's interested in what's going on in the back of the shop where the women are doing hair. So he keeps turning that way. So that's why I got him turned this way. So, if you are going to service individuals that's neurodivergent, especially children, you have to adapt. You have to adapt. Like, what they say, roll with the punches. That's what you got to do. So the best thing I try to do, I don't try to fight their movements all the time. I don't try to restrict their movements all the time. So if I'm working on the left side and he turned to the right side, just like this, I start working on this side. Or I might spin the chair around to finish working on the side I was working on. So you can't go in with this mindset of, okay, this is how I'm going to do the cut, and that's that. Because you're going to get a lot of movement. You're going to get a lot of, things that's going to just make things, it's going to be time consuming. That's what I was saying. It's going to take more time because a lot of times they're going to move. They're going to be curious. But think about your child. They're curious. They're going to ask. Your child might just ask questions. Oh, what's that? What are you doing? Or might tell you, I don't want to get a haircut. And there's a lot of kids that come here that do say things like that. And, that's how it is. But I try to work with what they're giving me. If they're giving me the left side, I'm working on the left side. They're giving me the right, I'm working on the right, the back, and then I'm working on that area of the head. So now I'm just trying to fade this out, give them a nice blend, so that parents be satisfied with the haircut. Because and I'm saying satisfied because I've heard ignorant things like, oh, they're autistic, just cut their hair off and that's it. No, we want them to have the same haircut, the hairstyles that neurotypical children have. They deserve to look good also. So I don't just try to cut the hair off and tell the parents, oh, well, this is all I can do. No. It might take longer, but I'm going to try my best to give the parents what they want. Now, sometimes it is impossible to give the parent what they're asking for because their child is just not letting me do it. So the child is the boss. The individual getting the service is the boss. So I got one side done, now I'm working on the left side. This whole time he didn't cry or anything. He didn't whine. He just looked around. Before this video was over, I want to let everybody know Awesome Cuts Inc. is a 501c3 nonprofit organization located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We offer haircut services for neurodivergent individuals. And we also do free haircut events periodically throughout the year when we can. And these events look like this. Of course, I'm cutting hair, but my wife oversees the part where she decorates and she provides baked treats. Some are gluten-free and some are not. And she, like I said, she decorates. She makes it look very nice. Makes it look like an event, because that's what it is. And we have sensory-friendly toys, and she provides a backdrop for pictures to be taken after the haircut, and our daughter is the one taking the pictures. It's a very unique approach to how we run our organization. Some people have questioned why we taking pictures, things like that, but that's what God called us to do, and it works out. A lot of people like it. The families like it because the families are used to paying for everything or being charged a high price for the same service or same things other kids or parents get, but for our children, because they have difficulties, we get charged more. And so, the haircut events are definitely free, but we do take donations, and we just try to make the families feel as comfortable as possible. And a lot of times we are giving the kids their first haircuts. And we also have people that come help us out, like the owner of the shop I work at. She helps us out, and her son, who works in the shop also. My co-worker, I say that, they come and help us out with these events, and because it's definitely needed. It's hard to find people who are willing to say, you know what, I'm willing to sacrifice my time for a good cause. And yes, it's very tiring. You're going to be tired, but when you see the smiles, when you hear the parents saying things like, this is the first time he was able to sit down, this is the first time, I'm ever getting a haircut, because we've been doing it at home and it's been very stressful. It's very rewarding to hear things like that, and we're very blessed to be in this position to do something like this. And it started at home with our son. Our son is 19 now. He has autism. He had a very difficult time getting his haircut, and I already knew I was going to be his barber, because I was trying to learn how to cut hair anyway. I wanted to go to school, but I couldn't. I started cutting my hair, and I started cutting our oldest son hair, and then when he was born, I already knew I was going to cut his hair. I just didn't know it was going to be that difficult, but it was. And we wish we would have knew some things that we learned now, but we're glad that the resources and things like that are available to the families now, even though we didn't get to take advantage of them. But anyway, I'm almost at the end of this haircut. I'm just, cutting the front of his hair down because he had a lot of overhang, so we can give him a nice lineup. And also, if you are feeling generous or led to, please go to our bio. Please click on the PayPal link and consider donating, because we really need our own shop or suite or mobile vehicle to provide our services, and also have a place where we can have free haircut events more often. So please consider Awesome Cuts Inc. when you are thinking about giving to a nonprofit organization. We are a small nonprofit, just me, my wife, and my daughter, and the owner of the shop. She sits on our board also, and it's just us. We don't have a big budget. We're not getting grants like that or anything. So yeah, a lot of this is coming out of our pockets, and we just want to provide a place where families can come and feel comfortable. Like, they can feel comfortable here too, because everybody knows that, I cut hair out the shop and I haven't had any complaints. And everybody knows that I cut hair for individuals who are neurodivergent. And nobody's going to stare at you. Nobody's going to make you feel funny about your child if they're crying or anything. And you're going to get a lot of cheers when they actually get their hair cut. So it's cool. But we just want a place that's more sensory friendly. A place just for individuals who are neurodivergent. That's all I'm trying to say. And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and of course YouTube if you're watching this video. And please consider subscribing, like this video, turn on post notifications, and help us to get where we're trying to go on YouTube. Really appreciate anybody who took the time to watch this whole video. You see him covering his ears? It's not loud, but to him it might be a little louder than normal. See this part right here, real sensitive. Back of the neck, side of the neck, giving you a little shoulder thing when you can't really get back there. But that's all he did. And we're finished.